Well, what's everybody drinking tonight?
Shit, I'm drinking some rye, some Angel's Envy rye and a Caribbean rum cask.
Very nice.
Yeah, these guys are always on the island out here. I'm good kid tonight. So just got the H2O. This guy, Matt, man, you should try some of the cocktails. What were those?
I don't have a name for him yet, but it's got apple pie moonshine and Kraken, some ginger ale, maple syrup, and lemon juice.
Yeah, those were dangerous. Dangerously good, though.
That sounds good.
Oh, it's tasty. Next time we do an in-person, I'll make a round.
Did you guys see Biden get his booster shot?
Yeah, I watched that little clip. What was he saying? Something about he goes, I think that I'll be satisfied when it's 99% of people have the vaccine. And then he said something later on that was like way less. I don't know. He doesn't know what he's talking about most of the time.
Yeah, he said a quarter of the country going unvaccinated. It's going to be a big problem. He was like, I don't know how many need to get vaccinated. I'm not the scientist. And it looked like a total. Why did it look like a Hollywood prop stage set? Like somebody had a photo of like two different suns coming through the windows, and like just they have the TV in the background. It just looked artificial for some reason.
Yeah.
Not that we really think they're taking these jabs to begin with. I mean, I don't think they're that stupid.
Yeah, that is one thing that you've noticed on the televised shots. As you can tell, they're not all of them, obviously, but there's been there's been quite a few of them where you can clearly see that there's nothing in that syringe.
Have you seen the ones where like I think it was Anthony Hopkins got his, and they it looked like they stuck it in the arm, but then when she pulled it away, she squirted everything out like after it was out of his arm.
That's so wild.
That's Anthony Hopkins, huh?
I believe so.
Well, it's interesting because these celebrities can do like Instagram photos where it's typical to wear your mask, or that's how everyone gets their COVID shot. Of course, it's with their mask on. And so it could be like The Rock posted his, like half the comments were like, "That's your stunt double, dude." Like, and the dude was jacked too, but yeah, something looked different about him. Had a mask on, of course. But yeah, these are just the paid actors.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. They could shoot him up with a saline solution anyways, and it wouldn't,
Yeah.
The bottom line is like, just don't fucking get it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't make it. It's.
That's
super easy to fake.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying it. I'm not telling anybody to do anything, against medical whatever, but it's just I'm sick of hearing.
You need celebrities.
Well, no, I'm sick of hearing all these people like, oh, well, we just need to get the shot. Or I talked to a dude the other day about like, oh, I just got the vaccine because I knew that I like to travel and I like to go to concerts and events, so I'm just going to do it to, I'll have my little passport. I'm like, what? You're going to just go along with it? Most people
tons of people are in that boat at this point,
It's baffling to me.
Just give up, like it doesn't matter. They've made it so damn inconvenient, and that's another part of the angle too. Is
part of the plan.
You'll get a fair amount that just buy into it, and then you'll get a fair amount that just will take it just to shut everyone up.
Well, and now they're making it so that employers have to require people to take it if they have 100 employees or under. I mean, that is not a high number.
Okay, so
that is not.
Just today, they found out that they found out today that in that $3.5 trillion stimulus bill they're trying to push through right now, there is a stipulation in there that will fine those employers $70,000 per offense and then $700,000 for repeat offenses.
You're shitting me.
No, that is in the bill.
Dude, it's supposed to be like a corporate payment, or it's a stimulus for companies, or what?
No, this is the fine if you don't vaccinate your employees and you have over 100 employees. if you don't
Right, but
require vaccination.
The stimulus bill, what's it supposed to stimulate?
No, the $3.5 trillion is just an infrastructure bill. That's not a stimulus bill.
Sorry, that's what I'm talking about. The infrastructure bill.
Yeah, none of that goes to American people. That's all infrastructure. Infrastructure, and by infrastructure, with what they mean is how the world runs. It's not, when we think infrastructure, it's roads and sewers and stuff like that. When they say infrastructure, they mean how the world runs and their base of how they want to control populations through rules.
Build back better.
I mean, that's infrastructure to them.
Yeah, like social infrastructure more than actual physical.
Right, exactly. And that's the scary part, because they sell it, and it's so crazy how many educated people you can talk to about something, like that, where they're like, oh, well, we need roads. Oh, well, we need that. I mean, yeah, if we have to give up a couple things, but we need roads. Like, you don't want a pothole, do you? Like,
my Prius doesn't operate very well on those roads. So.
Yeah, and they're like, I would totally give up some freedoms for no potholes.
Like, are you fucking serious, bro? Go fill the pothole yourself. Go buy some patch at Home Depot and fill the fucking pothole, and then you don't need government anymore. Your whole roads bullshit is done. And I've heard that too.
Dude.
That's everybody. You're right. Everybody brings up like, oh, what are we gonna do without the roads? I guarantee you that if enough people were like, you know what, the road in our neighborhood is shit, or like the main road through town is shit. Mike, he's got a fucking asphalt company. Let's hire Mike's company. Let's all pool our money. Get Mike to go fix the road.
Yeah, you could do it with that 30% the government fucking takes.
Exactly. Exactly.
You'd have plenty left over for a pizza party afterwards.
We'd probably have anti-gravital technology by now.
Absolutely. Like the government suppresses far more than they actually create or whatever.
Yeah, but now they're going for the all-electric, the green energy, like basically Green New Deal, Build Back Better type of shit. Yeah,
the COVID crisis.
Climate lockdowns, there you go. Did you see Greta Thunberg's recent bullshit? Oh my God. Yeah, that shit was incredible cult shit, dude. Did you see that recent conference that Greta did?
No. What are you talking about?
Oh, Greta was just at some world conference type of thing, and she got the crowd like, what do we want? Climate justice. When do we want it? Now. She had this whole thing.
What the fuck does that mean? You want climate justice?
Yeah,
I don't think
we need to make the sun be held accountable for all of his fucking actions. I am sick and tired of the sun's actions. He needs to be brought to justice.
What they should go around doing is plugging volcanoes if they're worried about,
plug them.
Mass emissions and shit. Like, get up there.
Well, there's a difference between pollution and climate change too, but they convolute things, and like no one here is against like clean skies, blue skies, like good environment. It's like we don't want total authoritarian, communist, fascist shit to come with it, which is always the agenda.
We don't want it to be illegal to own a petrol car, or people don't even realize how many objects have petrol in it. I mean, it's
a lot of medication has petrol in it. Like aspirin has a lot of petrol in it.
Yeah.
So
think about how they mine lithium with fucking giant petrol vehicles, and like you have to use it to even get the main thing that your electric systems are all made out of. You can't
do it without
a process to pull that shit out of the earth, but let's not talk about that. Let's not bring that into it. Gasoline's bad.
Yeah, I mean, and they've gotten so good at making vehicles efficient and low carbon emissions, anyways, that it's like, why can't you be good with what works? Like, because they don't care about working, they care about control. You know what I mean? They don't care that they've already basically solved these problems. I mean, we have cleaner emissions and a cleaner environment than we did in the 70s. I mean, it's not like it's gone downhill. It's actually gotten significantly better, except in the places like, South America and China, and they bow down to China, on anything they want. I mean, I just saw something today that the 2022 Olympics, only Chinese people are allowed there. That's it. You're not allowed to be a participant. No, not a participant. A spectator. If you are not from China. I mean,
if I was an athlete and it was happening there, I'd be like, I'm not sure that I want to go to this, you guys.
Yeah, like what are we on show for the Chinese? Pass. Like, they're like, well, the Chinese just want to see what you're working with. So come on over, 2022. We give medals. Don't worry, they're fake, but like, fuck, dude. Crazy. These people are. They just bow down. They bow down to China, and the reason is because countries like that and like Russia love discord, right? Like they know that their strength isn't in their strength, but it's in breaking down their strongest competitors through internal civil unrest. They know
they don't do like diversity quotas and affirmative action, or even look at the two militaries. Like they're like training them. Not that I'm pro-military, but Chinese military is like getting on roids and shit, and we're like giving Feminist History Month.
Yeah, we're chopping up dicks with taxpayer dollars, and then be like, "You're right. You don't need to be in the military anymore. We already chopped your dick off. Go ahead.
Right.
Be a teacher."
Yeah. Go do something. We'll pay you for the rest of your life for it.
So, what does zero carbon emissions mean? Like, back to the green energy. Like, how does zero carbon emissions by 2050 actually happen? And that'll be in people our age's lifetime.
Yeah,
it doesn't. They just try and sell you that shit. They try and sell you this impossible end.
They've been doing it for 40 years. Yeah, it's the impossible.
To keep you fucking following along.
Well, it seems like they're putting their game plans. It seems like they're displaying their game plans for the most part. Like, you could have predicted this pandemic too if you had kept an eye out for it. Looked at some of the drills, Event 201, Claydex.
If you knew now, if we knew then what we know now with Fauci coming on, there will definitely be a pandemic during the Trump presidency. Like, what?
Oh, yeah.
Like, someone should have been like,
okay, he didn't say Trump presidency. He said next administration, referring to what became Trump's presidency. But, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, during the next administration, like he doesn't even say in the next 2 to 4 years. He's like, when the next people are in charge. He didn't even do it in a time frame. He's like, when the next politicians are in charge. Like, what?
That's probably why he's so frustrated when addressing the nation. He's like, guys, I've been telling you what's going to happen. And none of you paid any attention. We're here now, and no one's on the same page. I don't know what to do. It's like,
He's like, Biden forgot my name. Twice.
Biden doesn't even know his own name.
Embarrassing. It's amateur hour over here.
Yeah.
Me and Cuomo have got, great TV presence. No one seems to care.
Yeah, me and Cuomo are just grabbing ass over here, and fucking we got Biden over here being an idiot.
Killing
just grab some ass, bud.
Win some Grammys.
Oh, fuck, man.
Why is it always the Democrats that are getting caught with this? Not that Republicans don't do shit. There's probably a lot of secret gays and shit.
Yeah, but I mean, the reality of it is the Democratic Party has always been the do as I say, not as I do mentality, right?
Of course,
they never follow their own rules, ever.
That's because the rules are awful,
Well, yeah, they're not principled. They're divisive, and yeah, Trump plays into the division sort of character that we were also prepped for. I mean, yeah, we were prepped for Trump. You could have guessed Biden would have won the election just on like the number games they run.
Right. But, yeah, I mean, and to be honest, Trump would have won without the pandemic. I mean, there's just no part of me thinks that he would have lost without the pandemic. I mean, they people like a good economy. I mean, our country, your day to day is better in a good economy, and they took it from him.
Look, I don't want to be the bearer of like, total bad news or anything, but as soon as Biden got the nomination, I knew he was going to be elected. Like, it had to be, because there was no possible way that a large populace of people picked Biden to be that. Okay? So it's obviously he was setting him up for that. Trump he was already in the pockets. Like, you look up the video of him in his inaugural dinner thanking Bill and Hillary Clinton for their, contribution or whatever the fuck. It was all planned. He was the person to cause derision in order to put more people against each other, to distract from the, it's the whole, like, you versus me instead of us versus them. They are trying to put everyone against each other so they don't go against the system.
Right, two separate heads of the same beast, kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking, we were talking earlier about just how wasteful government is. Like, the $3.5 trillion, fucking $2 trillion of it's probably sitting there with a thumb up their ass trying to figure it out. Just so wasteful. So much. The FBI has 100,000 people working for them. We got Dog, the motherfucking bounty hunter, better at their job than 100,000 men. We got Dwayne. But
it's the hair.
The reality, the reality of it is fucking Dwayne Dog,
5'1.5" fucking
takes
Dog the bounty
4 days later, he's like, dude, I'm pretty sure he's, we're gonna get him.
He's
Everyone else
over there
like,
in that fucking hotel room. I'm gonna tackle him as soon as he comes out.
The FBI is like, well, that's so weird that he was in that house. Where'd he go? You got this fucking murderer that just drove across the fucking country being watched by the FBI.
He
disappeared.
Probably worked for the FBI, dude.
Probably, dude.
Anymore, a lot of these major crimes, it always comes out later on that
they were in
9/10
contact.
of the people involved in the scheme were fucking undercover agents. Like, you guys arrest your damn selves, because you're causing more fucking crime and chaos than criminals.
Well, and that's not too far off of. Yeah, that's not too crazy to think about, too, because think about how much it's been in the news now. Anytime there's a bunch of stuff in the news, they're hiding something from you. So they would do that. They will off some pretty little blonde girl to pull off whatever the hell they need to.
Dude, they've done some real fucked up shit to children.
But go ahead.
No, I just say they've done some real fucked up things to children.
Yeah. It wouldn't even. It's just another. Yeah, it's just collateral damage to them. They don't give a shit.
They were heavily involved with Charles Manson, and the Manson family. They
were on him forever.
Taught him how to do everything and told him what to do.
Oh yeah, that was one of the sub projects from MK Ultra. It was the Charles Manson. Even a lot of the thing that's a whole another rabbit hole is MK Ultra and all its sub projects we'll have to go into. But they've co-opted a lot of the things that have happened over the past, 50 years, 100 years? If
at least just 70 years, really, at this point.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
isn't it not all just acting though? Isn't it all CIA? Even some of this Dog the Bounty Hunter shit. A show of a tiger comes out in the year of the tiger 2020. There was all this tiger symbolism they gave us everywhere. It's almost is this just another bread and circus show? Perfect timing for pandemic. But along with all the other false news, it's just psyops and mostly ritualistic, done by the numbers and during astrotheological times, matching up with things okay, this blonde girl is abducted right at the change of seasons, has something to do with Persephone being abducted from the change of summer to fall. It's a weird breakdown I've heard out there, but a lot of this is going on timed and contrived.
Oh, all of it is 100%, especially because not only are they in charge of what they're doing, they're in charge of showing you, right? They're in charge of
they can get an emotion from you and they can steer you in a direction with it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. and they can show you whatever they want. I mean, you know, we've talked about Hollywood a lot. These people know how to film and how to get a message across and how to get it to the masses, and they know exactly. You know, it's not like, oh my God, look at how much discord it just fucking caused. Like, they know exactly what they're doing. You know, and if they didn't want to do those things, they wouldn't show the things that they do, and they wouldn't talk about the things that they do. I mean, it's complete. They love chaos. I mean, they purposely, you know, sow chaos because it's all, you know, like kind of what our, you know, loose topic is today about, you know, the rebuild, right? You got to break it down to rebuild it. It's all part of the, you know, breaking it down.
It's order out of chaos. That's
right. And if you need to create the chaos in order to create your order out of it, then that's what you do. You know, that's where you start. So
it is what they. Yeah, I mean, they have to.
You know,
problem reaction. You're not just going to sit around and wait for chaos. You know, it'll probably never happen. I mean, the reality of it is if they think about all the big events that like governments are involved in, without them, they wouldn't fucking happen. Period.
All of the catalyzing events.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they wouldn't happen. You know, point blank.
People are a lot more chill than, you know.
Hell yeah.
The government wants to make it out to be.
Yeah, the real world, when you talk to real people, it's a much different place than the news portrays.
Yeah, and when on a world stage, like when you say, you know, whether it be, like China did this or the United States did this, you're not talking about the citizens, like the general populace of that. You're talking about the governments. That's what we're talking about.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, the few, because really, I mean, what percentage of people are actually government? Like 0.1? 0.2.
See, I mean, that's my my largest argument against people that think that we need government because we can't govern ourselves. It's like, okay, so you're saying that a small group of people can govern billions, but you can't govern yourself. That's horseshit. Okay, like take some fucking personal responsibility.
That we rotate every 4 years, like
some of it every 4 years, some of it every 40 years,
or
but it's all a game like that.
Truthfully,
too.
The people that make the decisions on things sit there for 30, 40 years.
It's true. It's Supreme Court, senators, and Congress. You know, because they can just keep getting reelected. I mean, Nancy Pelosi been doing it forever. Joe Biden's been doing it for 47 years, 48, I think now. You know, I mean, that is crazy to think about, because when you would go, you know, be in school, you would think about like these kings and these queens, and you'd be like, oh man, it would be so crazy to be just ruled by one family. Shit, we're ruled by like 3.
While you're sitting there reading,
there's already that
the one family fucking wrote. They're like, yeah.
Well, and there's already like this little like kid wrote a report about that all of the United States presidents were related to, except for one, was related to one English king. Descendants of.
And that's true. Yeah, that is 100% true.
There's a 12-year-old girl that showed that, right?
Yeah.
Anyone should be able to find that on YouTube. 12-year-old finds relation between all presidents.
Who was the one not Trump? No, even he is, I think.
No, this was done before Trump, so I don't know about Trump, but I'm not sure. I never found out who the one that wasn't.
Yeah, even Obama had blood ties to that same king.
Oh, young Obama and young Bush played together. Their dads knew each other. I think we've gone over that before, at least briefly.
Yeah, that's wild to think about, man. That, you know, because they always used to say how much different we are, right? Oh, we vote. I mean, we vote. You know,
that's such bullshit. Like, really, you think you're gonna vote your way out of the system using the system? Like, no, it doesn't work that way.
No, it's not set up for that.
No, you have to just stop using the system, and mainly the monetary system.
I got kicked out of a sophomore government class in Chaparral for saying things like this, and the teacher got super upset, and he literally kicked me out. He's like, "You're disrupting the class." And I was like, "You are fucking insane."
Are we not supposed to ask questions? But no, you're not.
Yeah,
listen, I was just talking just like you were.
No, this is not up for discussion. I tell you.
Yeah.
So it's,
And
I mean,
that-
it starts young. It's the indoctrination, that
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Schools
don't go
are
against what we're
indoctrination
telling you. It's
camps.
just, you need to vote because this, that, and the other. Like, man, it's not that cut and dry, though. And the people that are there placed there anyway, so.
And what's
No,
it matter if it's all down to Florida or like, the Bush Gore time, or that selection?
Right. Well, and it's crazy too because people are like, "Oh, well, I'll just sit back and it doesn't affect me." And then you start really looking at like big picture things, and it's so crazy because the president shouldn't be able to make as many changes as they do. I mean, that is not how our government was set up. They should not be able to, just completely disrupt. Yeah, they completely disrupt world trade. They can disrupt world trade overnight.
Oh, yeah.
They can basically do, they can raise these crazy taxes. They can change laws. They can make mandates. They can do executive orders. I mean, executive orders are some of the scariest. That's not what we're supposed to be doing. There should be no executive orders. One person, think about that. One fucking person can make a rule that everyone now it's just it's a law without being a law.
Okay, so hold on. Executive orders they only apply to the executive branch, to employees of the executive branch, which is not technically a citizen under the Constitution. Now, again, there's the argument of we haven't been under the Constitution since, was it like 1860 or 1880 something? Yeah, right after the Civil War. But technically, like, that only applies to employees on the executive branch of the government, nothing else. But they just
That's
people
what
just
an executive
assume.
order is supposed to be.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, they'll make it sound like it's a law at places
That's the
like
problem.
the airport.
People believe with lie in the middle.
Yeah. And it's, I think we should start going into now, like, so what do people do about that? Like, what's the, so if the people that are out there that do understand what's happening, it's hard to do anything as a small group. So the best thing to do, obviously, is get to the masses, right? Is bring more people aboard. But even at that point, it's like, what do you do? Like.
Well, as long as people can change their minds when it comes to authority and like recognize self-ownership and sovereignty, and a lot of the things about ourselves have even been hidden from us. That's like, is like hidden psychology and things like these people are social engineers that know how to manipulate us, and people are bought into authority.
Yeah, I think the first thing you do, man, is you stop putting your kids into government-funded schools.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's another thing.
And also, really, the control. It's not even necessarily government at this point. It's the financial system. We're all slaves to the financial system. So we need to find a way to break away from, which again, I know like every time I bring up cryptocurrency, but truly the right cryptocurrency, I think, are the way out of here, because hyperinflation is coming. They keep printing $3.5 trillion in an infrastructure bill that's not going to help really the normal American whatsoever. Like, you got to put your money someplace. Like, you've got to stop using the system's money.
Yeah,
what'd you say?
I mean, I'd be interested to read what this infrastructure bill has in it, because,
dude,
again,
it's like
it's not
thousands of pages. Thousands of pages.
Dude, these motherfucking people that vote for it don't even read it. They don't even read it. They won't tell you.
Like, okay, sign it.
The only one that ever reads it is Rand Paul. Like, he will record himself reading it.
And even he is kind of still a state. It's like his dad, Ron Paul, I think, was the last good politician. Rand Paul is still like way too. I don't even know how to put it. Not like new age, but like he's still just mesmerized by government. Where Ron Paul is still. I don't know if you know that Ron Paul still has Ron Paul Liberty Report. It's but he's the only like old politician that's still calling out the bullshit on the what the government's doing.
Yeah. I mean, they are mesmerized with government. I mean, that's a good word to use for it. I mean, they are just like enthralled with the idea of power and control. I mean, they all love it. They all truly and honestly think they're smarter, better, know more than your average person. And in all reality, they don't even they want to control a world that they're not even a part of. Like they have no idea what a day-to-day life is. And for someone who makes, let's say, that $20 to $30 an hour, has one kid, 30 years old, you know, trying to make it, trying to buy their first house, trying to, you know, keep the car running. And now apparently that car is going to go out, and, you know, now they need to pay more taxes, and, you know, now they need to pay college coming up, and college is going to be hundreds of thousands of dollars. And these motherfuckers are worried about buying groceries. You know, I mean, they're literally putting this world in front of these people on purpose that is almost unobtainable for the masses, right? Because most people do have to get a standard job, right? Most people can't get into the entrepreneurship. They need that paycheck, right? They can't focus 100 hours a week on building something. They need to be able to do 40 hours at work and then go raise a family, and then go to the park and have beers with their friends, and, you know, live a full, you know, normal life. And anymore, man, they're, you know, back in the day, you could get a house, you could have a car, only one family member.
One working individual was bringing in 1 to 2 cars, paying the mortgage, you know, buying the groceries, going on trips. All of it was okay. Yeah. You know, it was doable.
And retiring at 55, 60 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And never having to work a day in their life. And that money grew, and they were guaranteed their payments. And it was like, that was the setup for the fail, right? Mm-hmm. Because that was when the debt really started. Like that's when they took ownership of people, you know, and they're like, oh yeah, you're not a person, you're just a number, you know.
When I went off the gold standard, I was yeah, if you look at the interest rate, I think Rich Dad showed it. It was like you could save up $1 million, and that was about a 15% interest rate, giving you like $150K a year. Whereas like, yeah, now you're almost being charged like, how soon till we go to negative interest rates? But anyway, yeah, now I think it went down to like 1.5 or something, 1.5 interest.
Yeah, could you imagine putting your money in the bank and then fucking charging you for it and inflation?
Well, I mean, inflation basically devalues your money if it sits there. You literally lose money based on inflation.
Again,
and you know what I mean?
Back to the right cryptocurrencies.
Way higher than the interest rates pushing you to match.
Yep. That's why in my company, I stopped worrying about saving money, and I started worrying more about investing and spending money on making more money and building value.
For sure. That's the whole way to go.
And then buying assets, you know, whether that be real estate, gold, cryptocurrency, whatever, just put it into assets, because the dollar is going down. It is crashing.
Yeah, you need something tangible or something that's you know, going to survive the American dollar.
And again,
for sure, that's the sketchiest place to fucking keep your.
And it's happened before.
Life,
Dinero.
You know?
Yeah.
Weimar Republic. Yeah. Right before Hitler came.
Yeah.
Hillary.
Hillary.
Yeah, held a beast.
We're all gonna get murdered at some point, dude.
Yeah. Shit, I think I heard my fucking front door. Voir dire.